My name is Bigegogaming, and welcome to a reaction video. We are sponsored by Rogue Energy. Link down below. Use discount code BigEagle10 to get 10% off your order. Also, we are sponsored by Restream, which is a multi-streaming service where you can hook up your YouTube and your Twitch and any other channels to and stream on all the platforms at once. Use discount code BigEgos with an S at the end 10. Link down below. Today we are reacting to a stupid show that was on TV. That the show is called Super Nanny USA, and she drives a little fucked up British car, but and she looks like Nanny McPhee. So she would go around to people's houses for a week or two at a time or something like that, and try to change these young children who are just being children. And my family would watch it because we were crazy kids, but the problem was we were just being kids, and kids act out in these ways, and we turned out just fine. When I used to live and when they were alive, my parents would watch them. Yeah. So they're going to meet the jeans family, and this is spelled J, like jeans that you wear kind of thing, JEANS. And then in order to do like the switching cameras and stuff, I have to use the mouse and actually go to the thing, because the key bindings are still set up on YouTube, which I can't get rid of for some reason. I don't know how. I don't know where to go. So yes. And unfortunately, they don't span the picture to the edges of the screen, so we're kind of.
Tonight on Super Nanny, Joe meets the Jeans family.
Stop it.
And takes on their devilish daughter and twin terrors. She has 2 weeks to turn things around.
And so it is 2 weeks, but they're just being kids. They're obnoxious kids. That's what kids are. They're obnoxious. That's why you just have to let them grow out of it. Yeah, there she is. She looks like Nanny McPhee.
Behaviour will make you go and sit on that naughty stool.
And restore power back to the parents.
Sorry. Okay.
Now, I'm going to judge this show, and I'm also going to be skipping through a little bit so that I'm hopefully don't get copyright strike for it. I don't even know what station this was on, and I refuse to give this lady credit because she ruined so many childhoods for me and my family. So.
Take a look and see what family I have this week.
Hi, we're the Jeans family. I'm David.
Of course they're wearing jeans.
I'm Barbara. I met Dave through a friend. I was set up with another guy, and
Fortunately, the other guy got sick, so I saw an opportunity.
Whoa, did you see the age difference there? That's well, I have family members that family members that have spouses that are like half their age, and never mind.
we've been together for about 20 years. We were really late bloomers. We waited a long time before we had kids. And since we've had kids,
Dramatic.
everything has changed.
Okay, you know, that's what I hate. Like, my parents, like, I'm only 22. My parents were, like, they were way past middle age, or like in their 60s or 70s when they had us. Which I'm like, you would think that doesn't work, but you would be surprised. Anyway, well, my dad was in his 60s. So, if you were a much younger family, you would be able to handle this, and you wouldn't have to call someone else to deal with your problems. You know, and the funny thing is, Super Nanny, you can't see in the corner here, it actually says the title and what episode and what family here in the corner. She gets paid a lot of money to just go around and fuck up kids' lives. Like, they're just being kids, and I'm also gonna eat yogurt while we're watching this. So,
Home sweet home.
We have 3 daughters, Andra, who's 4.5, and twins, Jesse and Leah, who just turned 3. Andra tends to set the tone in our house quite a bit because she's so strong and she's so dominant.
We're not having chocolate milk. No, it's my turn.
Andra's very intense. She can be aggressive.
Andy.
She hits her sisters a lot. That is scary.
Now that behaviour from Andra has got to stop.
she's just being a kid. I hit my
Andy does something.
siblings too.
Yes, he does.
So did my siblings. They hit me.
Jesse.
My siblings were hitting me all the way up until, like, they still hit me now. Like, and the siblings hit each other, and it's for me, like, because I only have 2 sisters, I just, like, tap them on the shoulder like that, like, cut it out or whatever. My sisters will full on, like, smack me, and I'm like, whatever, it doesn't hurt. Like, that's what siblings do. Thank goodness they don't have any boys in this family. The only real time that I actually really I got into some shit with the law, as if we were out in public and I was hitting my sisters out of anger, because my sisters could actually be like bitches out in public, and that's the only real, like, there was like 4 or 5 times that the police were called for that. There was once for me being stupid and wanting to get payback on someone, so I called the police on them for nothing. I basically made up a story saying that he had a skin-colored gun at a gymnastics place, and he was the instructor, and I was mad at him, because basically we were all young when we went to gymnastics and all the people there. So we were of course we would we would lift up our shirts and like talk about each other's belly buttons and whatever else, and but he would send us to like a timeout, and I'm like, that's not your job. So I tried to get back at him for doing that, and then it's like, you're not our parents. You can't actually put us in the corner for 10 minutes when our parents pay for this class, and we that was a lot of money. So, and then there was another time with Taekwondo instructor who would basically say, go get changed and get out of here if we acted out, which I wasn't the like athletic type. I couldn't do things like push-ups and as many as he wants, and then he would actually put his foot on our back to add weight to us, and I'm like, that's not, and his feet were gross, and it's not being racist or anything. That's actually what happened. He would put his gross foot with foot fungus and toenail fungus on our back, athlete's foot, the whole 9 yards. And the good thing it was his Taekwondo outfits that we never gave back. We never gave the belts back. We never did anything. But then he kicked me out of his class, and I gave him what for it, and it's because like his place wasn't safe at all. His studio was not safe. I would get things like turf toe, which is basically when you get right here, like right at the skin level of your nail, you would get a basically where blood would dry there. It would be like a scab or a bruise under the nail right there. If you like smash your toe into the ground and roll it over. So I'd get injuries like that. There was nails sticking out the foam flooring that he had. Like at this rate, like at the rate that I was getting injuries and bullshit from, I could have sued him for everything he had, but I didn't, because first of all, my parents don't believe in that, or didn't believe in that when they were alive, and second of all, he would make us like salute in his own way to his flag, and his flag was North Korean flag. So, and now I think it's banned to do that all over the US and Canada. So, making your clients, in a sense, salute to the North Korean flag. So yeah, that was. But also growing up in the hood, basically, like going to school in the hood, wherever I went to school, it was basically the hood, because there was gangs, there was drugs, there was violence, there was always police kicking around. So you kind of learn from your like schooling background. Now my favorite school was elementary school, because I was basically the king, and most people like me there. Where in middle school and high school, no one liked me, and they treated me like crap. The staff would bully us, and so, you know. But let's get back to this bullshit. Basically, she can do whatever she wants to me. I don't care, because basically this will probably make me big if she actually came after me. So let's do this here. Okay.
Leah's 3, our other twin. She definitely cries a lot.
I am going to need earplugs in this household.
I have a full-time job. I usually have to travel at least once.
Big baby! Oh, you need earplugs because you can't handle your job. Then don't get into the profession of helping kids that don't actually need to be helped. They're just being kids. Okay, that's another thing. Okay, this is gonna be a lot of me just doing this so that I can basically make sure I don't get copyrighted. If I break it up enough, hopefully I don't get copyrighted. So when I lived at home with my parents when they were still around, I was like, or they would try to try things out like 1, 2, 3 magic, which is completely bullshit. And they would try things like, I don't even have it here because I got rid of them because they're bullshit. They tried the total transformation bullshit because that's for kids with autism and ADHD. I'm like, that's not. They see. The biggest problem in society, and I know a lot of people can't voice their opinion when they have autism and ADHD, or some people call it Asperger's or Asperger's. It's not with a B, it's with a P. I read a book on it, even though the book was wrong, because no one asks us about us. What works for us. They think because they did a whole bunch of studies on bullshit. Like, if I pull up a study on Asperger's, I guarantee I can say bullshit to everything. Okay, this is WebMD, so you have to take it with we have to take it with a grain of salt here, but they start early life. They start early in life. If your mom and dad of a kid who has it, you may notice that he can't make eye contact. Really, right off the bat, I can call something on this. That might be a symptom, but a lot of times, like, you're just nervous or just like Cause like that's that's what I noticed. Like all my life, I was more or less nervous in that kind of situation where if I didn't make eye contact, it was because I was nervous. Or now when you turn a certain age, it's because you're a horny bastard and you see boobs for the first time or something and you're like whoa kind of thing. But don't play all innocent with me. I know kids that are like 13, 14, 15, 16. He may miss social cues. Yes, I may miss social cues, but this is supposed to be for like in kids. Kids are not yet developed enough to be able to get through social or be able to do social cues. He may eat the same food or for breakfast every day or have trouble moving from one class to another during the school day. How about try getting out of bed in the morning, first of all? And yes, I know you have to go to school and stuff, but basically school harms a kid with or people with autism or Asperger's, as it's now called autism spectrum disorder, but WebMD is like 2012, so it's not woke like now. Yeah, so this is here, parenting a child with autism spectrum disorder. I'm sorry that he came to this, and even though I don't know if these kids have autism spectrum disorder or anything in that line, I used to be able to tell. Now it's up in the air. The main thing I see here is therapy. Now, I should probably go get my diagnosis changed to autism spectrum disorder, because mine still says Asperger's, but still that it, like, you don't solve nothing with therapy. I'm sorry to say, I'm sorry if it like therapy actually worked for you, but I've been through therapy, and I've told this to you in a try not to get the video is called Try Not to Get Angry, where we watched something from from South Park, where Eric Cartman went to a therapist, and I told you my story about therapists and how I got fucked by them, and making things pure fun, not more education and therapy. So it basically contradicts what it says, learn from therapy, what they learn from therapy, and then it says find activities that seem like pure fun, not more education and therapy. They're contradicting themselves as the medical system, because this is probably written by a doctor that should know this stuff. Self-care for parents. Fuck. If any parent wants to come and talk to me about autism and how to handle kids with autism, I don't have kids myself, but I know from experience when I was a kid, and I don't have any qualifications saying that I know this from a kid, or any qualifications in the medical system, because quite frankly, anyone with a degree might be wrong. Like, especially like the therapist that I had to go to at the mental health center in Winnipeg didn't know what he was talking about. This medical page, there's some things that might be true because we love fun things, and to get out of the like stupid part of where you're just sitting there in front of a teacher writing shit down. I can go through I can watch these videos that are on here and just shit all over them because they're probably all wrong. Everything that you learn about in medical school about autism is pure bullshit because they never come and talk to someone who has autism themselves. I'm the best person to come to talk about autism and people with autism, and how to make life better for people with autism and for their family around them. Like, and again, I don't know how I got onto this tangent again. Like, honestly, like, they may have the same thing for breakfast. Well, duh. Once an autistic likes something, they won't leave it. I mean, I've come out of my shell a bit, and I've tried new things. Like, I've tried food that I would never have eaten when I was a child. But like, this honestly, a lot of this is pure and utter bullshit. Treatments. Every child is different, yes. So there isn't a one-size-fit-all approach. There can be. Your doctor might try a few therapies wrong to find out what works. That one that works. Just let them be kids. Just let them. Stop passing your parental duties on to people, basically, is the moral of the story. Because, like, yes, he's diagnosed with autism. Autism can mean many things. It doesn't mean that basically you can just go and like dump him off somewhere for them to help him or her, or whatever the case may be. This is what I have: depression and anxiety as well. I have ADD. Hold on, let's go back to the webcam here. I have ADD, ADHD, Asperger's, or now it's called autism spectrum disorder, and I have depression and anxiety. Do I need to take like thousands of pills? Like, most of my friends take thousands of pills and they can't enjoy things like a nice beer and and even if you're younger than 18, I always heard, like, because my parents was trying to make it so that we can build up know the proper way to drink and not go overboard. Now I just do whatever because I am 22, and in my area it's 18 still, which is stupid, but whatever. But literally I can go and drink to my heart's content now because I don't take as many meds. Because we never actually needed to medicate our children to the extent that we did. A couple meds here and there, like I take only meds in the morning. In fact, I just took my meds like at 7. It's 8:15 now as of recording this. I don't take the shit ton of meds that I used to take because you don't actually need to medicate them to the point where they sleep off their medication all day and then you get mad at them for not wanting to get up in the morning. Like, because I take less medication, I can get up at 3, 4, 5, 6 in the morning, whenever time I feel like waking up. And they always would yell at us for going to bed early or going to bed late. It's because you rile us high on meds, and then we want to continue playing at the ages of, let's say, 10, for example. We want to continue playing because we're still not tired, and then when we actually do get to sleep, we can't wake up for a long time. No, if we were earlier, if earlier years you would go to bed early and get up early, and parents haven't learned yet. Well, most parents haven't learned yet. If you send a kid to bed early, they wake up early and they come and wake you up on Christmas morning, and you want to sleep longer and whatever the case may be. Easter. Just the weekend in general, like parents haven't learned that, and it's only the younger generations that are actually following through on that. Like, okay, younger generations meaning the younger of the generation, like generation, the millennial generation, the younger ones, like me, that are only like 3 years away from being a Gen Z guy. Basically knows that if you send kids to bed early, for example, like there's many parenting techniques that you learn from actually being a child too, that people don't understand actually do work if you put through them or put it into action. Like, don't send your kids to bed early if you don't want to be woken up like at 5 or 6 in the morning. Like, you're basically bringing on yourself at that rate. If they're tired, yeah, let them sleep. Like, I would nap 24/7 almost, because of the medication that I was on. In my teenage years, I would be just sleeping all day and all night. Like, I'll be up a couple times for feeding myself and going to the bathroom, but otherwise, I was in bed just sleeping. And I mean just sleeping. I wasn't doing anything else in bed. Maybe I'll turn on my phone and play a bit of Candy Crush or some games on my phone. Back before there was like good apps, even though now they're like pay to play, which is bullshit. So, but yeah, I would be actually sleeping, and that's what it's like. you guys are purposely like, okay, let's close WebMD and let's go back to this stupid TV show that needs to go. Well, it's not even aired anymore, I don't think, so it has gone to hell in a handbasket. But
A month for at least 4 to 5 nights. Big hugs. And wear this? Yeah, you do. Just gonna put a shirt on, okay?
Alright, shoot.
that was another thing with these kinds of shows, like, that would talk about these things. Like, there's one about transgender kids, or kids that wanted to be the opposite sex, or whatever the case may be. Just like a documentary on them. I have a problem with these TV shows. First of all, because they're young kids, and you're showing their bodies to the world when and the editors don't cut that out. Like,
They seem to have...
Shoes again. Just missing one now.
We're still looking for the red shoe. Andy's not being very cooperative.
this is stupid.
We're looking for shoes again. We can't find the shoes.
There's lots of them.
Where you would show off
How about this pink thing? Andy, wanna wear this? Yeah, you do.
the bodies of your kids. Like, that's basically, I don't want to say anything like that would hurt me here, but these editors basically put up child porn, basically, by showing off young kids' bodies like that in the bedroom here, wherever it is, right there. Like, that was.
It was just ridiculous. This tantrum was going on forever. I don't know how Barbara drove that car with Andra.
They're just fucking kids. That's the wrong termination. They're just kids. They will get angry. Kids get angry. It's not like you need someone who like Joe Foster or Joe Frost, whatever the fuck her name is. Fucking idiot, in my opinion. Ruined everyone's childhoods. Kids are allowed to get mad. They don't know how to be an adult and talk about their problems yet. Let them air it out the way that they know how, and then when they get a bit older, you can start teaching them. Like the girl, that one older girl is only 4. Like, god damn it, like, I'm sorry, but like this lady just pisses me off to no end. And this is probably gonna be like, try not to get angry too. Episode 2, but this is so bullshit. Like, this show, like, I stopped watching after a while because this drama is just stupid. It is a drama, basically. Like, you're showing off people's situations with their kids, and they're, like I say, they're only kids. You can't teach them nothing at that age. School, like putting them in school even is detrimental at that age, because they need to be, when they're young, they need to always have their parents around. Mostly the parent that they mostly like, but you know, stupid. This is
screaming the way she was. When we arrived at the supermarket, all three girls were arguing who was going to sit in the car, and it was real troublesome.
We're gonna see if all three of you will fit. Let's see if Leah can squeeze in next to you.
She's like, get me the hell out of here. This girl right here. Jessie is her name. Why put her... Something you learn by doing YouTube. Like, I'm okay with my name being out there. I'm fine with it. My friends are all fine with their names being out there. It's just when you put kids that are under the age of, for YouTube it's 13. When you put kids' names out there that are under the age of 13, that I have a problem with. Like, I have part of my group here of like friends and members here of the actual like HQ. Some of them are underage, under the age of 13. I think one is. I will not release his real name. I'm scared to even release, like, if he ever pops up on any of my videos, I'm scared to even release his, like, user IPs for any, or usernames, user IDs for any of the platforms that we're playing on. Because, like I said, YouTube... Oh, and did I just put the webcam on, or was it on this whole time? I forgot to put up the video, probably. But, like, like, you learn so much from doing YouTube, and especially with, like, new laws always coming in, you don't want to get basically fucked by the FTA and Kappa. So if he ever does come on, I don't want his, like, real name in the username. I know you want people going and messaging him. Like, me, Michael, and Austin, it's fine if you go message us, because, and maybe some other people that pop in and on, or that will start playing video games soon with us. Like, but don't you, like, what? They released her actual face too. Like, this is, like, I'm not scared enough to go and have a webcam. Neither is my friends. Austin wants to get one. Austin wants to do videos again without editing, because he doesn't know how to edit, just like me. But actually just uploading content for the sake of just uploading content and people watching and just having a great time. I'm slowly talking Austin into it. He's probably doing it by the time you see this video. If not, we're still trying to get him to do it. He wants to get a webcam so that he can do that. He wants to be able to live stream, and because he loves the what he can do with, like, a stream deck and everything. So, but you're releasing, like, this little girl. I have to use this. I forgot. They're using like these young kids in this TV show and actually giving them their names, their ages, and then they also have said their last name. And now it's uploaded on the internet for everybody to see. TV, everyone saw it. This probably got like millions and millions of views, these TV shows. And
This is every mother's nightmare. Children.
if you can't handle children, don't have them. Don't call this lady who looks like Nanny McPhee, which if you watch the movie is not actually great, what Nanny McPhee does until she starts getting hugged. And spoiler.
Playing up in the supermarket where everyone else can watch you.
Don't, Jessie.
They know it's just kids. Everybody, okay, this girl's like 4.5.
Hey, Jessie, what are you doing, honey? Jessie.
It was real troublesome for Barbara.
Again, they're just kids, and you. If you can't handle 3 kids, first of all, why you have like a moving van to move all your kids around? And second of all, like, it's so dumb. Okay, there's a joke, and I'm not going to play it because that will probably get me copyrighted striked, and I don't want to get copyrighted striked by them because I love their comedy. There is a comedian, his name is Jeff Foxworthy, and he does a skit or like a routine on like bringing your kids to the grocery store, and it's hilarious. You guys should really go look it up. But he will actually he because he's much older now, like way older. It was okay back when he was a kid to leave your kids in the car. Roll the windows down partially so that they can still breathe, but they won't get out, kind of thing. Lock the doors and they're fine. Nowadays, if you even leave a poodle in the car, you'll have the police knocking at your door at 4 a.m. saying that you're an animal abuser or a child abuser, one of the two, just because of this situation that happens all the time with kids. But if you can't handle this, like where you have to call in a dopey lady here, in a wine-colored suit, just to control your children, don't have children. But okay, we've seen like how bad they probably can get. Let's go to some of like the techniques.
Naughty stool episodes with Andra because she's a fighter.
Okay, when you say naughty stool, that sounds like a whole other thing. This is like why. Like if you say those things around your kids, go to the naughty stool. It sounds so messed up, and I can see like Child Protective Services knocking on your door, finding out why you call the timeout chair a naughty stool. And again, they're below the age of 4.5. They're under 5. Let them be kids. Yes, I can understand punishing your children, but like, okay. And then there's the whole thing about the grabbing and dragging to the timeout chair. which I've had done many times to me, and nowadays, like, the way my parents handled things, they would be absolutely castrated for it and crucified. But there's other ways of doing it. Like, you have to show the same respect to your children, or else they won't show respect back. Like, I've seen parents trying to parent teenagers. I've seen it, and the way they done it was wrong. Because, like, first of all, after they turn the age of 18, or when they don't need to be in your care anymore, you should be more of a friend to them than a parent, number one. And just explain why something is bad. Not, and I know these are kids, and she mostly does kids under 10 for TV shows. That sounded weird. She mostly helps kids that are under the age of 10. I don't think she's ever done an episode of teenagers, because I don't think she would be able to handle the teenage mind. But and she's done it some on, like, kids that are going through puberty, but that's about it. But literally, like, this show is absolutely fucked in the handbasket, basically. I mean, this has already been an hour-long video, and they still haven't gotten to the techniques. Where's the techniques here?
It's such a nightmare. I introduced to her today the involvement technique so that she could go shopping and get the girls involved so that they wouldn't start getting bored and misbehave. The first thing that I want you to do is write the girls out a shopping list and take a few things off of your list and put it on their list. And I want you to tell all three children what your expectations of them are.
Okay, girls, we are gonna go to the grocery store.
I would never, in my wildest dreams, want to take kids to a grocery store. I'm so sorry to my future kids. But anyone who's been through having kids, and fair play to you women out there who's actually given birth to kids. That's amazing that women are that strong that they can do that. But I'm probably guessing, and I'm sorry if I'm wrong in this, that between the ages of born and 8 years old is going to be probably the hardest part after that. Meaning, you already went through the hardest part and the painful part. I mean, like, the hardest part of actually being the parent. Unless your kid gets into the bad crowd when they're teenagers, but that's a case that may or may not happen. But going to the grocery store is the fucking worst with kids. For me, it was like, because my parents would take, if we needed to go get, like, shoes, for example, or anything. It'll be like, why does this person get new shoes and I don't, or whatever. And like when me and my siblings went grocery shop, or not grocery, but like clothes shopping or grocery shopping or whatever the case may be, because there was also like times when they would buy us candy and whatever else. And now I'm like, why did we eat that much candy as a kid? Okay, and that's something that also bugs me. Why do we still celebrate Halloween? It's fun to dress up, yes, I get it, and go get candy for the kids, but for the adults, it's like we have a rambunctious kid all night, and they come home with diabetes on a stick and whatever, chocolate diabetes or whatever the brands are nowadays, like the parents of kids are giving your kids candy, which I've had so many bullshit pieces of candy where it's been opened or it's been tampered with. I've had cheese and crackers that had like smelled like bleach in them. I've had razor blades and apples. I've had the whole 9 yards. They actually tried to give us something healthy, but in a sense something that would probably hurt us or kill us, because we don't know what's on those razor blades, for example. Some people tried to give us healthy things, and some people tried to almost kill kids. Again, the hood, the shitty neighborhoods that I went to go and trick or treat in. But this is like fair play to you. Like if you give a kid the option to go grocery shopping and for them to make a list, either they're gonna not know what to put on the list, or that it's gonna be like a whole bunch of junk food, candy, stuff that you don't want them to have even.
Restore. We're going to the supermarket, and Mommy is going to need your help once we get to the supermarket.
Can I have that list?
Okay, we are all strapped in.
So the main objective here is to not keep your children in the supermarket any longer than necessary. When I was teaching Barbara,
something you need to always teach your oldest kid. If you have multiple kids, something you need to teach your oldest is to be more mature than your youngest, and then tell them to teach their own siblings how to be mature, respectful, and because they will actually look up to their siblings more than they will look up to you. At least that was the case for me. Now my older sibling is whatever. And he was a bad influence to begin with, so yeah, so I had to look up to my grandparents more than anything else. But yeah, like for example, the two youngest kids could ride in the cart, and the oldest should be walking, because the younger kids, their legs are weaker than the older one. Like the 4.5-year-old, I forgot her name, Andrea. I don't know why she would they would even put their names on it still, but Andrea is the oldest. I think it's Andrea at least. and then you have two younger kids that their legs are not developed enough to walk at least that much. At least Andrea, like, you can walk most of the way and then sleep in the car or whatever, or sit around at home. Where the younger ones are more active then, and there's a point that I'm trying to make, and it's better if the younger ones are more active, because like playing with toys and stuff instead of walking, because like you're gonna seriously hurt the younger ones by making them walk that much. I couldn't even imagine, like, cause I love kids. Like I would love to have like many kids, because I just like being the idea of being a parent. But if you only have yourself because your husband goes to work and you have 3 kids, for example. At least I was like 2 years older, and at least I had like parents or grandparents and stuff that would babysit me, and when my parents went to work, and like they were, and at least like I could walk from elementary school. In kindergarten was the earliest that I started walking to my Oma and Opa's. I would walk to my Oma and Opa's in kindergarten, which was across a major highway, because my Oma had taught me at that age how to cross a highway. That was like 5 years old or something, or younger for me, where I actually crossed like a 4-lane highway at a crosswalk with the blinking lights, and you push the button and look both ways, because some people just blow through them. I've had many times where I almost got hit, but I'm still here. They never actually hit me. I mean, it was mostly like people that are new to this part of the world, and didn't know how to drive or anything, and I don't know why they had a license, but anyway. But like I was no older than her, and I walked like, I think it was over a mile in the city, where anything could have happened, and there was many drills about, like, because we had someone walking or driving their big van like theirs around the neighborhood stealing kids, and I was always taught not to talk to them, and and that's something that you need to learn when you're a kid, is not everybody is stranger danger. When I was younger, I would talk to people all the time, like and that's why I picked this job, because I can't stop talking ever, and when I'm not talking, I'm focusing. But basically, I've had many people come up and talk to me, and that they were actually very one was like a house, like someone who sold houses or something. One was a politician who's actually come up and talked to me and helped me in different situations. My dad, when he was alive, one day when we had a 4-day holiday in the middle of the week, like, it was weird that we had this holiday. It was out of the blue. It was just like, So my parents didn't know, and my dad dropped me off at school, elementary school, and this was back in like grade, I think it was kindergarten, or I was late. I thought I was late, and I was going to go to the office and in this nice house, so like someone who sold houses in the area for Remax or whatever the company was, would actually, and I thought it was my principal that was an a-hole, but it wasn't. It was someone that looked like him, kind of like him, not really like him, but at that age, you kind of draw conclusions before you make the decision. But this person actually helped me and brought me to my mother's place of business. And like I say, I went through 2 elementary schools. I think one I got kicked out of because I was an idiot, but the second one, I finished there, and then I moved into my area, which is the area was full of drugs and alcohol and gangs and whatever. So I never joined one, so thank goodness for that. But okay, here we go. Let's see how this actually works, and then we're gonna end the episode because I don't want to get. I'm trying not to get copyrighted in here.
Is that she should be able to get the children to help her and to put food and veg into the shopping cart.
Oh, good job. Box of strawberries, please. All right, Jessie can hold the cucumber. Can you get a little bit of broccoli, please?
I'm really proud of Barbara, how she's managing all 3 of the children. She's able to shop and get what's on her list. It's such a big improvement. Marvellous.
Well, I want this one.
I don't blame you. That's a good-looking potato.
Andrew's engaged in stimulating activities, so her focus is on that rather than on her mum's attention.
You girls did so well.
Don't you just love when child actors just just follow the directions of like the actor parent? Yeah, praise your children for good behavior. Duh. What was the other ones?
Broccoli, please.
I'm really
That list.
she should be able to get the children to help her and to put food and veg into the shopping cart.
Oh, good job.
Involve your children in task.
Box of strawberries, please. All right, Jessie can hold the cucumber. Can you get a little bit of broccoli, please?
I'm really proud
And what was the other one?
How she's managing all 3 of the children. She's able to shop and get what's on her list. It's not a shopping list. And take a few things off of your list and put it on their list. And
Can I have that list?
Okay, we are all stressed.
and I want you to tell all your expectations of them are.
Okay, girls, we are going to go to the grocery store.
Okay, and then tell your child what behavior is expected for upcoming turn. Okay, we're done with this anyway. She'll just like babble at the end, like Joe Frost will just. I think her name's Frost, but whatever. We'll just babble at the end and just talk. But that's normal. Like you would tell them what behavior is is expected. But like the whole timeout chair is fucking bullshit. She called it a naughty chair. That you don't call that a naughty chair. It's a timeout chair. Like that's. Otherwise, like I say, if anyone doesn't know what a naughty chair is, it's basically when you take a chair, take the seat out of it, like one of those ones with it's open on the bottom, take the seat out of it, a guy or girl sits on it and gets their either sack wrapped, whipped, or their other places whipped. That's what a naughty chair is. So don't never call the timeout chair a naughty chair, because and this is a thick rope that's basically this thick and has a knot at the end, like one that you would see a dog chewing on, and then you get whapped. Like, that's what a naughty chair is. So never, if you guys have kids, never call it a naughty chair. Don't ask me how I know that either. So you can. It's from Family Guy. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. This is, I guess, Parenting 101 with Joe Foster. Even though her techniques, you literally know. You don't need to pay for like therapy or anything like that. You just have to know your child and know how to treat your children. And also something that you don't need to go out and pay for is telling your children what's expected of you and just talking things out versus actually punishing them to the fullest extent. Like, my parents also spanked me. They slapped me. I've had fists come flying across my face when I was younger, but it's mostly because I deserved it. Literally, I deserved it at that rate, and what was going on. And then other times I had to beat the shit out of my father at the time. Because, like I say, or like when you're in that kind of angry stage, you don't care. Luckily, like, the police were never called for that. But when it gets to that stage, like, you need to go to like a guidance counselor or somewhere where you can get guidance, not actual therapy techniques that will actually harm your children more. That's why I hate Dr. Phil. For those of you who don't know who Dr. Phil is, he's like a doctor therapist that has his own TV show that he calls like these troubled kids on to basically expose them to the world and absolutely treats them like dog shit. That's why I hate therapy so much, because everything that I've seen on TV and everything that I've been through, it seems like it's all bullshit. They're like going through therapy. Having someone to just talk things out to, like vent, is better. That's why I have friends to vent to. Then therapy. I'm sorry, and again, I'm sorry if therapy actually works for you. to me, like, that's, like, I'm really strong-headed on my opinions, but to me, like, therapy is like the easy way out, where you don't have to talk about your feelings. Someone just tells you, and medicates you to the point where you're so drugged out, you're lying in bed on the or on a couch, just wide-eyed, and the other thing is, you don't medicate like those kids, if they ended up having like autism or spectrum disorder, or even Stewie from Family Guy, when he was, spoilers if you haven't seen that episode, where they gave him ADHD meds, and he was like wide-eyed and just slept with his eyes wide open, because he's only one, and kids will be kids, and kids are excitable, kids are crazy. Just let kids be kids. Like, I was medicated from the age of 3, and let me tell you, it was fucking bullshit. I was one of those kids that didn't want to do anything. Even to this day, sometimes I don't want, even with what little meds I end up taking. Shut up. With what little meds I end up taking, some days I just don't want to do shit. I don't want to do absolutely nothing, but other times I'm like, yay, let's turn on the computer, let's go fuck some aliens in Borderlands, or in Halo, or some zombies and skeletons in Minecraft. Other days I just want to sit here and try to make myself laugh with videos and comedy and stuff. It's partially because of this prison that I'm in, but to make this complete, you need bars on all the windows to make this a prison. It's like school, when there's bars on the windows at school, because people kept kicking balls and throwing balls into the windows and breaking and smashing them all, and so like I say, school is basically prison, especially for autistics, where they did nothing short of almost like raping us in the prison showers. So anyways, so, and I can actually say that word now, because I'm not told what I can upload anymore. In fact, I'll go back to the wackier whatever games. I'll even redo the Whack Your Teacher game, because they asked for it. Almost taking me down 1,000 times in the last year and a half. Fucking idiots. Anyway, I'm okay, by the way. Don't worry about me. That was all just improv, joking around, whatever. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye!